Hey guys, it's your host Hydrogen here, and today I'm gonna be going to react to SpongeBob conspiracy. Now, there are a lot of conspiracy theories of SpongeBob. I just watched a couple of them and I got hooked.
Squilliam Fancy Son? Squilliam Fancy Son! Squilliam Fancy Son!
William
Yes,
Fancyson III
Quilliam.
is Squidward's rival from high school band class.
So, I just took my private yacht across my private lake to my private heliport.
He's more well
Private yacht across the private lake and a private helicopter? Oh, holy shit! I know Squilliam is rich, but I forgot how rich he was. Holy shit. He,
wealthy, popular, and talented than Squidward, and he always rubs it in his face.
That's right. I'm living your dreams, Squidward. Oh, just succeeding in everything you failed in.
But I intend to prove that
Shit.
he's a fraud, using his wealth to make himself seem more popular and talented than he actually is.
what? Even if he was rich, we haven't even seen his house, let alone knowing everything about him and telling him of fraud. What? This is getting out of hand real quickly.
He goes to ridiculously extreme and expensive lengths to humiliate Squidward and show his superiority, and I'm gonna prove it. SpongeBob is one of my favorite shows from my childhood.
So, okay, I think I got the idea. So, regardless of the fact that he is fraud or not, he is rich. But he might not be as rich as he like shows other people he is, if you know what I mean. So there's some fraud gossips, and there are some doubtful things that he does, but it doesn't change the fact that he is rich. He might not be as rich as he brags about, but he certainly is rich. I know that because he himself told that he goes to some expensive lengths to prove Squidward and to dominate him. So I think Squilliam is rich, but not as much rich as he shows everyone and
Even
world
going back
to.
now and rewatching the old ones, it still holds up. You might think it's just a kid's show, there's no continuity, there's nothing worth theorizing about, but the show constantly
Yeah.
brings back characters and references to previous episodes. And if you look closely,
What?
you can connect the dots and find some very interesting stories. And today, I'm going to prove that Squilliam Fancyson III is a manipulative fraud. Evidence number 1, the pet hospital. We first meet Squilliam in Season 2, Episode 15, Band
Yeah,
Geeks.
Season 2,
The
it
episode
was
opens with
Season
Squidward playing the clarinet and getting a knock on the door.
Okay, let's see what he has.
Yeah, we're with the pet
let's let him
hospital down
cook.
the street, and I understand you have a dying animal on the premises.
Immediately after, Squidward gets a call from Squilliam.
What?
Hello, you've reached the house of unrecognized talent. Please start after the... Sounds as though you've got a dying animal to attend to, eh, old chum?
I believe that
Oh.
not only was
Oh, oh, holy shit! His clarinet, the sound of his clarinet was the sound of dead animal, like dying animal. Now, yeah. Now I'm vibing with him. I it struck my mind really hard. I didn't think that. Okay. I know where I know where Alex is going. Okay, I see him
Squilliam
cooking.
spying on Squidward to know when he was playing his clarinet, but he also hired the doctor to come and embarrass Squidward.
Yeah, we're with the pet hospital down the street. Pet hospital down the street.
We have never seen a pet hospital in Bikini Bottom. We've only ever seen just the regular Bikini Bottom hospital. We've seen this purple doctorfish before, but once again, he's never worked at a pet hospital. We've only ever seen him at the regular general hospital.
Well, Mr. Squarepants, it seems you have the suds.
Are you ready for your treatment?
Then there's this green fish behind him, and we've only ever seen him as one of the many identical paramedics that work at the Bikini Bottom Hospital. We even see him at the end of the episode to take Squilliam away after fainting. So it is very likely that Squilliam hired these two and told them to pretend like they're from a pet hospital just to humiliate Squidward. But this is just the start of
crap.
Squilliam's elaborate lies.
Oh shit. So first, I think he did not spy on Squidward himself. He hired some spies to spy on Squidward when he will play his clarinet, and when he played it, he hired other set of people, including the doctor and the paramedic. He wanted them to go to the house and tell him that that sounded like a dead animal. Holy shit, that was creepy as hell. Just remember someone from your high school or someone from your friends spies on you and hires people to just humiliate you. Wouldn't that be creepy as hell? Holy shit.
Evidence number 2, the Bubble Bowl. In the same episode, Squilliam also says,
I'm the leader of a big fancy band now, and we're supposed to play the Bubble Bowl next week. The problem is, I'm busy next week and can't
I remember
make it.
this
So I was
episode.
hoping
I
you and
remember
your
this.
band could cover for us.
but we've never seen Squilliam's band before, and despite claiming he's too busy to make it to the Bubble Bowl, he still shows up at the end to watch Squidward's band.
Oh.
So both his excuse and probably his band were made up to pressure Squidward into humiliating himself at the Bubble Bowl. Evidence number 3, Squilliam's friend.
How much time and effort and dedication would it need to point out everything that he has done up until now? Holy shit, I salute this
In
man.
season 3, episode 8,
I
Squilliam
salute
returns.
this man, bro.
Squidward leaves for work and conveniently bumps into Squilliam and all of his fancy friends, despite Squilliam not seeming like the kind of guy that would come near the Krusty Krab. He and his friends make fun of Squidward for working as a
Yeah.
cashier.
Hold it! Don't tell me! You're a cashier!
Don't lie. Lying always makes it worse.
But I believe that this encounter was planned out by Squilliam in advance, and he hired all of those people to pretend to be his friends. Take a look at Squilliam's friends.
No.
They're all nicely dressed. You kind of get the sense that they're fancy, high-status members of Bikini Bottom, but they aren't. This is more like what the fancy rich people in Bikini Bottom look like. These are just some regular Bikini Bottom citizens. Most of them usually don't even wear nice clothes like this. And most of them are regulars at the Krusty Krab and would already know
No,
Squidward
it
is a
can't be
cashier.
real.
doesn't have enough slime.
These are
Holy
not the
shit,
type of
these
people
are the
Squilliam
same
would hang out with.
Holy shit, these are the same people from the Bikini Bottom. And I don't think he would be friends with some kinds of stupid people. Holy shit. He just changed the perception of Squilliam in 4 minutes. And there's 7 minutes to go. Holy shit, this is gonna be a quite a
I mean,
good
why would
video.
Squilliam be hanging out with one of Pearl's teenage friends?
Yeah.
At the end of the episode, Squilliam even admits to his whole life being fake.
I made everything up about my life. I have no yachts, jets, or anything. I was
can't
only
remember.
trying to impress you.
I can't
And then, of
remember
course,
him
he
saying
quickly
this.
says he's just kidding.
Is that true?
Of course not! I'm filthy stinking rich!
But was he kidding? I mean, obviously he's rich, but is there a nugget of truth in there? Evidence number 4, the statue. In season 7, episode 6, Squidward has to pick up trash for community service,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Squilliam once again conveniently bumps into him and reveals he's cleaned up so much trash that the city actually built a statue of him.
Maybe if
Yeah,
you
I
clean
remember
up
this
Bikini
episode.
Bottom,
I
they'll
remember
build
this.
a statue of you. Oh wait! They've already built one. Of me! I cleaned up all of Bikini
What?
Bottom in only 1 week.
He must have hired some people to do that as well, because if he can hire some spies to just dominate and humiliate someone, he can of course afford some of the people that he can hire to clean up the streets in Bikini Bottom. I think that was a really good episode too, because because the episode illustrated the good side and the positive side of Squilliam.
I believe that once again, this encounter was staged by Squilliam, and he actually paid to get that statue built.
What?
As Squilliam tells Squidward about the statue, a female fish admires it and says,
Bless you, Squilliam Fancyson. Bless you.
but if you remember, this is one of those friends Squilliam likely paid,
Yeah.
making her whole comment feel very fake. By the end of the episode, Squilliam's statue gets destroyed. A police officer approaches and
yeah,
they have this
I know it.
exchange.
This is your statue?
It was.
Squilliam admits that it's his statue, not the city's. And why else
What?
would the officer give him specifically a ticket if it was city property? Evidence number 5.
That
the concert.
makes a lot
In
of
season
sense.
6, episode 17, Squidward watches Squilliam play the clarinet at a big fancy concert. He receives a standing ovation, causing Squidward to leave angrily. But I believe this entire concert is a scam. Not only has the audience been paid to cheer, but Squilliam never even touches his instrument. Once again, many of the audience members were part of Squilliam's quote-unquote friends, but we also never actually see Squilliam play the clarinet. The episode opens right after he's finished his performance with the audience cheering, and one member of the audience says,
He's such a great musician. He doesn't even have to touch an instrument to be brilliant.
maybe the real
What?
reason Squidward leaves so angrily is because the audience cheered for Squilliam even though he never even touched his clarinet. Maybe Squilliam is just as bad as Squidward at the clarinet and he's trying to hide it. Squilliam has gone to some pretty extreme lengths just to
Yeah. Even though he is bad at clarinet, he hired some people to praise him, to make Squidward humiliate. That makes a lot of sense. Hey yo, this man is crazy. This Alex Bell is crazy. Holy
humiliate
shit.
Squidward. But nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to what he does next. Evidence number 6. The
What?
Music College. In the same episode, after Squidward leaves the concert, he's approached by the headmistress of the Bikini Bottom prestigious music college.
I can't
Aren't you
remember
the
this.
esteemed Squilliam Fancyson III, who we all came here to see perform tonight?
She mistakes him for Squilliam and offers him a position as a professor. Squidward pretends to be Squilliam and teaches a class, only for the police to burst in and arrest him, all while he's being filmed on
Oh,
live
yeah,
TV.
I remember
and I
this.
believe that this is Squilliam's most elaborate and most expensive scheme to destroy Squidward both publicly and legally. This encounter where Squidward gets offered a job is already suspiciously convenient, but listen
Yeah.
closely to their exchange.
I'm Squilliam Fancyson.
But didn't you just say a minute ago that your name was Squidward Q Tentacles?
It is. No, I mean, no, I didn't.
Well, that's a relief. I mean, what kind of a moron would go to their worst enemy's music recital?
What kind of moron would go to their own enemy's music recital? How does she know that Squidward and Squilliam are enemies? If she knew who Squidward was, then why didn't she recognize him? Why would she mistake him for Squilliam? This
Oh,
feels way
yeah.
too much like she was hired by Squilliam to set
Holy
a trap
shit.
for Squidward. And if that's not enough,
Yeah,
the
bro.
headmistress's associate is literally just a guy from the paid audience wearing a disguise. He just threw on some glasses to seem smart. Squilliam knew that Squidward couldn't resist the opportunity to teach a music class, even if it meant breaking the law.
My
Oh
very own music
God,
class.
Squilliam.
Then we get to the
you
Bikini Bottom
bastard.
prestigious music college, and right off the bat, there's something very fishy about this place. The building itself is very green and grimy and has a very cheap
Yeah.
metal look. Nothing about this says prestigious, except for the big sign on top, which feels like the only new thing about this building. I think there is a very good chance that Squilliam just bought some old warehouse, then stuck a sign and some paint on it to disguise it as a college. I mean, look at these other schools in Bikini Bottom. They all have a very nice structure and a paint job, but this prestigious music college looks like a dumpster. Going into the classroom, not only does it have another one of Squilliam's friends, but if this is such a prestigious college, how did SpongeBob and Patrick get in here?
Would you two
Oh
numbskulls
my
mind telling me what you're
God.
doing in music
Yeah,
class
bro.
anyway?
Sure.
There had been so many evidences that Squilliam was fraud and Squilliam was faking everything, but it just went past our head like it was air. Do you know what blows my mind? It was just under our radar and it just slipped by because we were so childish. We didn't even pay attention to these details.
Patrick's New Year's resolution was to learn to play an instrument.
They say it was their New Year's resolution to take a music class, but you'd think it'd be harder for them to get into an esteemed music school if they just
Yeah.
decided to go to it on a whim. Seems like they're just letting in anyone to sell this ruse. Then, both the police, Squilliam and the headmistress, and a live news broadcast show up at the same time to arrest Squidward for impersonating Squilliam. If the extremely coincidental fact that all of these people suddenly showed up at the same time
Yeah,
isn't
I
enough
was
for you to
gonna tell
believe that
this
Squilliam set it all
too.
up, I've got something that's going to blow your mind. Squilliam literally has the police working for him.
Squidward Chew Tentacles, I'm placing you under arrest for impersonating
What?
a genius.
If that doesn't sound like he's been paid off, I don't know what does. The lengths that Squilliam goes to humiliate Squidward are insane. He literally builds statues and entire buildings just to make Squidward feel inferior. But
Holy.
why? Why would anyone go so far to
Yeah.
embarrass an old high school band classmate? What happened between them? What could have caused this extreme level of dedication? Well, unfortunately, we never really get much information on their past. I've spent hours reading through the
I really was hoping that he would give the answer to this mystery. Alex, well, you intrigued the question and you failed to answer it even though you answered most of them. What was the need to point this out, bruh? Now I'm not gonna be able to sleep until I find the answer to this question. Holy
SpongeBob
shit,
Wikipedia and
Squilliam.
looking at old
You
episodes, and there
bastard.
really just isn't any clues that would explain their weird relationship. I guess we can't solve everything, but either way, that's my theory. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, this theory. Holy shit. Yeah, this theory is really convincing. Now that I think of it, Squilliam has only dominated Squidward, and there's not such a good side to it. He is probably a selfish bastard who likes to enjoy his friends getting bullied and humiliated. Please stay away from those kinds of friends.